My name is Jemma Morrison, and this is the second assignment in EDC1200, focusing on the ways in which difference and dominance can be successfully incorporated into an educational setting. The event I'm going to discuss is the unfortunate existence of exclusion and ignorance of children living with disabilities within the community, but I will be focusing predominantly on those within the school setting. It is not necessarily always so, but Sanders and Pye, 2004, state that bullying is often targeted at the physically disadvantaged children who are unattractive, disabled, or overweight, 2004. The article that I have chosen to use as an example was one from The Australian. The article clearly details the recent controversy of disabled children being excluded from normal school schedules, which according to Disability Discrimination Commissioner Graham Innes was breaching several education and anti-discrimination laws. The Australian, 2009. This article from August 2009, entitled "Schools Telling Disabled Children to Stay Home," highlights the way that several schools throughout the country are pressuring parents into sending their children to special schools, and in some cases only allowing disabled students to attend school 3 times a week. Julie Phillips from Melbourne's Disability Discrimination Legal Services stated within the article that this poor treatment was routine in Victoria and was aware of similar problems in New South Wales and Queensland, The Australian, 2009. This article caught my eye and got me thinking about the way that our society treats the issue of disability, particularly with children. In younger children, it's a challenge in itself to explain the concept of disability, even harder to explain that it's okay and does not mean that those children are strange or unusual. Even now, I believe it's a topic that needs addressing in schools, more heavily in the younger grades, in an attempt to be rid of the cruel labelling and exclusion that occurs most within the playground. As Sanders and Pye, 2004, state, most predominantly, bullying occurs within school settings. It's saddening to see that as much as we want children to view disability in a positive light, there are still adults who are contributing to the exclusion, embarrassment, and negative portrayal of these children. For example, the teachers and staff mentioned in the article. If this exclusion continues within the classroom and disabled children continue to be pulled out of class, their peers are going to stick with the idea that having a disability means you are essentially an outcast in the school and later in life. Further, the article portrays our country as a collective identity that is intolerant and impatient, and blatantly suggests that we lack the compassion and care to help and include these children to give them the best life possible. In other words, I believe disability awareness is a vitality in the school curriculum, and this article in particular proves that there is definitely improvement that is needed. If I were to put these ideas and thoughts into a successful lesson plan for a class of 3rd graders, this is how I would approach it. To begin the lesson, an informative yet comprehensible and entertaining video would be shown that would explain the concepts of disability. This would be a good way to ease into the topic without overwhelming the students. According to Anne Boris, videos are a great way to teach children about disabilities and to initiate and foster discussion, 2004. A certain section of the classroom would have posters hung that clearly show all different kinds of people, including those with noticeable physical disability, all working together and enjoying life. This would send the desired message that disabled children are the same as any other child in the sense that they still love to have fun and make friends. Later, part of the lesson would be devoted to running through some of the easily identifiable disabilities, for example, hearing aids or leg braces and wheelchairs. The more complicated physical impairments will be avoided for a while. After running through some of the different kinds of disabilities, it would be great for the children to have a guest speaker with a physical impairment come in and speak to them and answer questions. After this, I feel it would be beneficial to have sheets prepared for the children to complete that asks them a series of questions about their thoughts and feelings about disability. It will ask questions such as, what do you think disability means, and who do you know that may have a disability? There will also be organised computer time, where children will split into pairs and explore educational yet entertaining websites that explain disability in a child-friendly manner. Websites such as KOTB or Kids on the Block are great for this and offer games, shows, and colouring in activities all based on the theme of disability. Lastly, towards the end of the lessons on disability, the children would be asked to create individual projects on a famous icon, for example a sportsperson, singer, or actress that has a physical impairment. This will not only encourage them to be positive about disabilities, but will test them on the things they've learned. Overall, I believe that in an educational setting, it's extremely important for young children to learn and understand that physical differences mean little in the scheme of things. It's important for the children for today to learn to respect people with physical disadvantages and realise they are just the same as everyone else, but may need extra help in some areas. The article in The Australian unfortunately reveals just how serious this topic is, and how imperative it is to concrete these positive ideas to show children that despite the sometimes poor way that their physically disadvantaged peers may be treated by other children or even adults, it does not mean that it's the right way, and they all need to work together to take away the stigma that is attached to disadvantaged children.